I'm here today to tell you why I wrote my book, End Emotional Outsourcing: How to Overcome Your Codependent, Perfectionist, and People-Pleasing Habits, and why the world desperately needs a new framework for understanding something that's been keeping so many of us feeling so trapped. If you've ever felt like you're living your life in the audience of your own experience, watching yourself perform for everyone else while quietly dying inside, this is for you. If you can give brilliant, top-notch advice to all of your friends, strangers too, but can't figure out what you actually want for lunch without checking three people's faces first, oh yeah, this is definitely for you. You know those moments when you look around your life and your brain says, everything should feel okay. You're checking all the boxes: career, relationships, friendships, maybe even therapy on the calendar. Hey, look at you. You're doing all the things you were told would make you happy. And yet, somewhere deep in your chest, there's this hum, this quiet hum of wrong. That was me. UCSF trained family nurse practitioner, fancy Manhattan practice, all of the letters after my name. From the outside, I had it together, but I was living a life that didn't belong to me. I didn't know anymore what I actually liked, what I actually wanted, how to say no without a PowerPoint presentation about why I deserved boundaries or needs oh. I was the person everyone came to for support, and then I'd go home crying because I had no idea how to ask for it for myself. And I knew I wasn't going to get it. Sound familiar? In my many years seeing patients, I kept seeing the same thing over and over. Smart, accomplished women coming in to see me burned out and breaking down. But what got me wasn't just their symptoms. It was how they talked to and about themselves. They apologized for being difficult while advocating for very basic human needs. They said, "Oh, I feel bad taking up your time," more than, "I am in pain. I need you to see me." These were women who'd lost touch with their own internal compass. Their nervous systems were constantly scanning other people's faces for some cue to safety, instead of turning inward to their own knowing about their safety, belonging, and worth. And that's when it hit me. What they were experiencing and I was experiencing wasn't just biology. It was biology shaped by years of abandoning themselves the way they were taught to. And the tools we were giving them, they weren't enough. So I went looking for frameworks to help them and me understand what was happening. And you know what I found? Platitudes. Codependent, people-pleasing, perfectionist, words and terms and stories that felt clinical, cold, shaming. Labels that trapped us in stories about being broken and defective instead of celebrating the brilliant and amazing survival strategies that probably, likely, definitely saved our lives when we were younger. I couldn't find a word that told the truth. This is a way we learn to survive. It was brilliant. And it's a way that we're now aching to stop surviving so we can start living. I couldn't find a word, so I made one up. Emotional outsourcing. Because that's what it feels like. Like I had handed my sense of self over to other people, asking them to tell me if I was okay. And in doing so, I had completely lost touch with me, just like my patients had. Here's what's happening. Your brilliant nervous system learned that survival meant focusing outside of you, on other people's faces, tones, reactions, stories. This learning lives in your body at a level way deeper than conscious thought. That's why you can easily understand exactly what's happening and still find yourself apologizing for existing, or freezing when someone seems upset or they don't like something you've said, or, oh no. This pattern is written into your nervous system. Traditional talk therapy and mindset-based coaching, while helpful, often isn't enough because you need somatic work, body-based healing, to literally rewire these automatic responses. Because the cost of living this way, it's steep. Your body starts breaking down. Not because you're broken, but because you're surviving in a way that disconnects you from you. And that's where I found myself. So I did what any overachiever does when drowning. I threw myself into finding a solution. But here's what I kept running into. Tools that told me I just needed better boundaries without explaining why having them felt like death. So of course I folded like an origami swan the second someone pushed back. I was being told to just love myself without understanding why authenticity felt existentially dangerous. I felt like I was failing at healing, and I started to see why. So many approaches were simply individualistic. No mention that your identity impacts how safe you feel saying no, having needs taking up space. No framework that said you are not broken, you're brilliant. You're responding exactly as you were taught to, and there is a way forward. That's the book I needed. The book I could never find, so that is the book I wrote. This book is a love letter to everyone who's been living as the icing on someone else's cake, that sweet, pleasing layer that makes everything look perfect while you quietly collapse inside. But my beauty, you were never meant to be the icing. You are the cake. You are the substantial, rich, complex whole thing. And this book is your invitation to remember that truth. End Emotional Outsourcing comes out September 30th. This isn't more self-help fluff telling you to just love yourself more. Oh no, this is a nerd's nerd book. This is a step-by-step guide to literally rewiring your nervous system so you can stop living for other people's approval and start trusting your own mind, body, and spirit again. You'll get the exact practices I use with my clients to recognize when you're outsourcing your emotions and concrete tools to come back to your own knowing. You'll learn why your body reacts when someone's disappointed and how to teach your nervous system that it can be safe to be your full, authentic self. I walk you through having conversations you've been avoiding, setting boundaries without guilt spirals, stopping the apology reflex, and trusting your gut even when everyone says that you, my love, are being too sensitive. When you pre-order, you get immediate access to body-based practices, workbooks, private podcast content, and book club community support, because you were never meant to heal alone. My darling, this book is my life's work, and it is your map home to belonging to yourself, to a life of presence, not performance. And if you're ready to stop handing your worth to other people to hold, this book is for you. I wrote it for you because you are the cake. And with all due respect, my darling, it's time you lived like it. Pre-order at beatricealbina.com/book. I cannot wait to share this with you.